So as we join them, they're already underway in game number 3. On the board, we have Jeffrey Ashkin, Oath of Nissa, Servant of the Conduit, and Implement of Combustion in play. That's his check on the combo.
Saheeli on 6 with 3 lands in play. Something about this math seems a bit off to me.
Servant of the Conduit's going to go at Saheeli Rai.
Some missed land drops for Brad in this game.
Yeah, or it's not going to. It's summoning sick. But see, Implement of Combustion here, this is the protection against the combo because there's a window where Saheeli Rai has 1 loyalty. And when that happens, Jeffrey Ashkin, as long as he has a red mana up, he can go ahead and pop the Planeswalker off the board.
We were discussing earlier how the way that Brad plays a lot of his games involve leveraging Torrential Gearhulk, combining that with Saheeli. Well, if he's missing land drops, you can't cast Torrential Gearhulk.
And you see here, he does have Saheeli Rai and the Feldar Guardian in his hand.
Saheeli on 7. Jeffrey's going to want to pressure that so that can't just turn into a Gearhulk. You know, he was already planning, he would like to have attacked it last turn if he could, so probably an attack incoming.
Sheppard, though, despite missing many land drops here, it looks like, has kept relative control of the board. Ashkin will try to make a dent in that, however. Using some energy to try to cast Chandra, Torch of Defiance. Look over at Sheppard's hand. Dispel, Feldar Guardian, Saheeli Rai, Torrential Gearhulk. This may work. And Torch of Defiance, if it resolves, is going to be a pretty big blow to Brad Sheppard.
Yeah.
So he will attempt to Void Shatter. There are counter spells in Ashkin's sideboard, and there's one in play. Dispels away the Shatter, gets his Chandra.
And now the Chandra can actually chip in for 2 damage at the Saheeli and take it off 7.
Right, and because that was Dispel, not Negate, Ashkin actually still has the Implement of Combustion available.
Yep.
It's a pretty big blow. Brad Sheppard needing a land here. Does not find it. It's Anticipate.
Yeah, close but no cigar on that one.
And his back's getting pretty up against the wall here. We've seen him win from tighter spots than this. Especially game 1 against Todd Anderson. That one looked all but done.
We've seen him win from tight spots. I don't know about tighter than this. The best avenue for him to win this kind of game where he's choked on lands involves just doing the Feldar Guardian combo, but he has to get this Implement of Combustion off the table in order to make that happen.
Cast Anticipate. There's some lands on top. Finds Basic Island. Plays and says go. Yeah, he's got another. Well, there is a part where, you know, he has Saheeli Rai plus Feldar Guardian in hand. So he's got a lot of the combo, and it's pretty redundant. And Jeffrey is pulling ahead, but not threatening to kill anytime soon. You know, Chandra's good. Implement's good. But they're not closing out the game. We're not.
Yeah, what is closing out the game? Chandra when it gets to 7. That ultimate does not take long to win games.
No, and if that happens, you're absolutely right.
Plus an exiled Rogue Refiner. That one's kind of nice.
Well, Saheeli Rai, if Brad keeps plussing it, actually, well, doesn't keep Chandra in check, but it slows her down.
Sure. At some point, Jeffrey can start attacking with the Servant at the Saheeli, slowly chip away at that, perhaps produce another creature.
Another Oath of Nissa from Ashkin. Finding Prairie Stream. And he's looking to keep pushing ahead. He knows that Sheppard is recovering from this land deficit. Maybe something like a Saheeli Rai of his own, a Rogue Refiner. These would be great plays. It will be Rogue Refiner. Draws a card, gets 2 energy. Extra pressure seems great. Evolving Wilds and a pass. The Servant of the Conduit will attack. And it looks like that's just going at Brad. Yeah, he's ignoring Saheeli Rai for now.
On the following turn, if both creatures are intact and the Chandra is still around, that adds up to 7, and that could take care of the Saheeli entirely.
Wandering Fumarole to draw for Sheppard. It's a land. It's a tap one. He pluses the Saheeli, knocking Chandra back down to 5. Saheeli Rai in his hand, along with Felidar Guardian, Dispel, Torrential Gearhulk. Looks like he's going to cast Felidar Guardian. Probably not blink Saheeli Rai, though. Maybe just like get a blue source. Perhaps Aether Hub.
Make an energy.
Yeah. And this is neat. If he plays Fumarole, if Ashkin does not use Chandra to kill Felidar Guardian, Sheppard does have a combo next turn. Right? If he uses Saheeli Rai to copy Guardian, then Ashkin uses Implement to blow up Saheeli Rai. Sheppard plays another Saheeli Rai, goes at it again.
Sure.
Infinite combos.
Yep.
Has Dispel backup, too.
Yeah, that's good.
I mean, the easy solution is Ashkin just deals 4 to the Guardian here. And, okay, fair game. We're still playing.
Right.
But he's giving Ashkin the opportunity to mess this up.
Right. Yeah, if there's a line where Brad can win the game, he's demonstrated that he is very capable of finding it.
We're back over to Ashkin. Draws back. About a 5-card hand going on here. Make that 4. Oath of Nissa, Prairie Stream. Wants to leave up that Implement Combustion mana, as Brad Sheppard does just have the combo in play.
With this many mana sources now, not too difficult to leave up 1 red.
And this is the first test here. You see Jeffrey Ashkin's reaching for that Chandra. If he pluses it to 6, he might be losing. Good. Passes the test. -3's it. Felidar Guardian's down. And now he gets to continue to develop his board. Oath of Nissa. It's another one. And deciding here.
I'm not positive, but I want to say that there's a Felidar Guardian in that mix.
Well, it's not bad. If he plays a Guardian, he can use it on Rogue Refiner. He also has his own copy of Saheeli Rai, it looks like.
Saheeli is good.
I particularly like Saheeli here. Brad Sheppard only has 1 land.
Well, if you use Saheeli and make another Rogue Refiner, then you can take care of Brad Saheeli on this turn.
Prairie Stream, land for turn. I mean, if you have the combo, you could win.
Yeah, and combos are good too.
He's got Nahiri, Saheeli Rai, and a Servant of the Conduit look to be the Jeffrey Ashkin's last cards. I guess you could just make all the Planeswalkers.
Planeswalkers are good. It is a powerful card type.
Saheeli Rai, he'll plus Scry. See where he puts the damage. Has to put it somewhere. It's going to go on to Sheppard's Saheeli Rai. And yeah, if he wants to use Servant of the Conduit, he can get that Nahiri the Harbinger into play as well. Means he'd be taking down Implement mana, so that may just not be a go.
Yeah.
He will deal 5, and he's just going to Bradley. He's ignoring the Saheeli Rai. Sheppard to 11, another Servant to the Conduit. Ashkin will just play out the hand. And this is looking pretty strong. Untapped land for Sheppard, so Gearhulk online, but is it enough? He's in a huge hole.
And now that Jeffrey's just hanging out with 2 Planeswalkers, Fumigate would do some work if he had it here. And the Gearhulk can generate some value, make a block. But he's got a lot of problems he has to dig his way out of.
Yeah. You can kind of see it. It's got 2 Planeswalkers. He doesn't have a way to answer either of them. So we'll start with land 6. It looks like Sheppard's hand is Dispel Saheeli Rai Gearhulk. So main phase, we'll go for Torrential Gearhulk. Let's take a look over at the graveyard, just what we have. Harnessed Lightning. He'll use that to remove the blocker of Servant of the Conduit, gain more energy. Saheeli Rai makes a copy of Torrential Gearhulk. I do like this.
This can take care of one of these planeswalkers.
Yep, makes a 5/6. Can flash back, looks like the Anticipate. I believe that's his option here. Ashkin having him hold on the play. And Sheppard drawing the Anticipate out of his graveyard. Remember, that copy will have haste.
Yes.
It's not anticipated. He's going to go for another Harness Lightning, actually. Takes care of another of Ashkin's creatures. And the 5/6 token takes care of Saheeli Rai. So a lot of good pressure here from Sheppard. Might not be out of it just yet. We go back to Ashkin. His hand was Nahiri to start the turn. He does not have an answer to Torrential Gearhulk just yet. Chandra plus it's Servant of the Conduit. And Brad Sheppard continues to impress with how he
Yeah.
This is yeah, maybe he wins this one. I don't.
It's impressive stuff.
Yeah. Well, the Brad Sheppard strategy seems to be this is a Gearhulk deck. I don't think I've seen him combo anyone yet.
Torrential Gearhulk Jeskai featuring infinite combo.
Yeah, it's Jeskai Gearhulk. I'm gonna start calling it that. Saheeli Rai joins the team for Ashkin. Last card is still that Nahiri, but you can't cast it now. He passes back to Sheppard, who gets to untap with the Gearhulk and that Saheeli Rai still in play.
This is alarming.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Okay. Last two cards are another Saheeli Rai, a Dispel, and now it looks like he draws a basic island. So he's just doing a great job of making a lot with not very much. So here we go. It's another Gearhulk copied with Saheeli Rai. He'll go ahead and go for another Anticipate. Wants to find more goods.
Look like 3 lands.
Okay, it's not really what he's looking for yet. But,
not quite.
But as long as that Gearhulk stays alive, he has another Saheeli in hand. He can just keep on copying these Gearhulks as long as he's got any cantrip in the yard. Didn't get a great look at the one he took. Yeah, it looks like Ether Hub was the pick. At least that land helps out some Harnessed Lightnings, maybe. But he does have a 5/6 haste Gearhulk to work with, so that plays. If Jeffrey draws a Guardian, a Feldar Guardian, I'm not sure that Sheppard has an answer.
I don't believe he does.
Yeah, it's going to activate the Wandering Fumarole, and all 3 creatures are swinging. Is it all at Saheeli? It might be. Wow. Yeah, everything at Saheeli.
There. If Jeffrey really wants this Saheeli to stick around, he can put Servant in front of both Gearhulks, and then if Bradley goes to invert the Wandering Fumarole, he can finally crack that Implement of Combustion, take care of that one.
I guess this is fair. Bradley is not protecting his own Saheeli Rai at all, but I mean, what's the point of doing it, right? He doesn't have any more good instants in his graveyard. It's not, copying another Gearhulk doesn't do anything. So Saheeli Rai does die. We go back to Ashkin's turn. A huge expenditure by Sheppard to make sure that happens.
Yeah.
It's giving up at least 4, maybe 6 life points. Maybe even more. Implement of Combustion from Chandra. Jeffrey's not going to cast it. He'll take care of the Saheeli Rai. Casts Nahiri. And now that the Gearhulk is tapped, he'll exile it.
There's an answer there.
Still an Implement of Combustion in play, too. So Sheppard still unable to combo. We go back to his turn. 6 life points.
And he's not going to be able to take these Planeswalkers down with the Fumarole either.
What? Is there a blocker in the way?
There's a implement of combustion in the way.
Well, that only goes upstairs.
Does it only hit players?
Only players.
Okay. Well, that
Well,
won't
and planeswalkers, right?
that won't stop. That won't stop a fumarole then.
Fumarole, attacking. It's trying to hit the Chandra. I think he needs it to stay alive.
Yeah, well, Chandra plus 2 servants of the conduits. He's at 6.
Yeah, we're already looking at implement of combustion, putting him to 1. I mean, there's a lot. This board state's really dicey for Bradley Sheppard.
Would it be so wrong for this card to be able to hit creatures?
Yes, it's really good then. It costs 1.
No, it costs 2.
Does it cost 2?
Well, 1 to cast, 1 to
No, that's what I
activate.
mean. Just what? It's like better than Seal of Fire. It's like on par with Seal of Fire almost. It draws you a card. That's a really good card.
Eh. Seal of Fire was like 100 years ago.
No, this can't hit creatures.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah, Jeffrey also tried to point it at the fumarole.
Harness Lightning. Attempts to take down the Fumarole. Sheppard will dispel any notion of that. Go back to Ashkin. He's got 5 damage on the board. His opponent's at 6. He's got Planeswalker. There's a lot to like.
Mm-hmm. Saheeli copying Servant of the Conduit, attack for 6 would win the game on this turn if he had that.
1 to Sheppard. He's down to 5. Ashkin draws. Can he do it? Saheeli Rye, that will do it. Plus puts Sheppard to 4. Attack puts Sheppard to 2-0. And there you go. It is Jeffrey Ashkin, 4-color Saheeli, pulls it out, and he is on to the finals, defeating the 1 seed.
Yeah. For Sheppard, some mana woes, kind of getting flooded at the end of it as well.